go.
Let's D&D.
Okay,
Rolling.
so the plan is now to head back into Waterdeep Harbor to go pay the dragon, and you want to do this with a giant statue that's worth roughly 1,000 gold pieces.
I don't know. Like, it seems like a neat idea.
Maybe small enough that we can carry it.
Maybe
Get a
2.
wheelbarrow.
We split it in half, 500 gold each. Is that more
Just
manageable
load it
size?
on me.
I mean, if they were made out of some sort of precious material, they would be worth more. So if you went and found like a golden statue, it would probably only weigh like 100 pounds.
We could do that.
Yeah, but it'd be small though.
It would be smaller.
But it's also easier to carry. I know it's not a problem for a dragon, but
Well, if we were gonna
Think
get like a
about us.
small statue, I would just give him the 1,000 gold pieces instead.
yeah, but he can lose them like one at a time. Why not just give him one thing to keep? You know, it's like statue. I always like that, but I have no idea what we're going to get for.
Might also want to warn him if he wants to keep a hold of the statue to not let that crab thing very close by unless he recognizes the person inside.
I don't know. It doesn't sound like the old lady has bothered him before.
What?
And I'm sure she probably wouldn't try to go toe-to-toe with a dragon.
I don't know.
Oh, that old lady. Oh, I forgot the one that we went to the crab.
Yeah.
I mean, he might be napping or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's fine.
So I guess we go hunt for a statue that we can carry.
Yeah, you could. I mean, you go find gold-plated naked boy peeing or something. For 1,000 gold, it wouldn't be a difficult thing to find. You can go find some sort of garish statue that they're charging 1,000 gold pieces for.
I want like a large like marble statue.
The problem is like transporting that is gonna be that was their point. Like you'd have to put it
I
on like a
know.
pallet
Yeah.
and roll it through the city, and then
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
get
I'm-
it in water,
I'm aware.
and then roll it through water?
Well, we wouldn't have to roll it unless if we
Row
could
it
borrow
through
the
water?
ladies.
you could rent a small boat,
Oh, I was thinking that we could help the old lady again. and
or you
just
could
put it in the crab
you
shop.
could go borrow the contraption, which means you're gonna spend the rest of the day hunting around.
We don't
treasure.
have to do that, I don't think. Like, if we
Oh.
want to rent it from her, fine, but I don't really want to spend the day looking through the harbor.
Yeah, no,
I
the
guess.
rowing idea is a better idea. That way we get on a boat, just row it out there, and then make sure we don't drop on his head, and just be like, incoming! Can't back it. Alright, swim away.
You've
mean, 'cause
tired
I
your
can't
guys out
swim.
with this conversation already, and I'm just like, let's just go give him 1,000 gold pieces. I don't care anymore.
I mean, it doesn't have to be a statue. We can get, like, a really cool cup, or...
I
maybe
want like
this
a
thing,
big
but-
thing. He seemed disappointed when I bought him a fork last time.
I mean, maybe we could find something that's, like, not... As long as it's not rock, basically. If it's like a
Listen,
large
Kelric.
metal hollow thing, then...
Kelric, and I put my hand on your shoulder. I don't care anymore. Let's just go walk under the ocean and pay him his 1,000 gold. And maybe like a little extra.
First time.
First time, yeah.
Somebody's keeping track of the money, right?
No?
No.
Kelric?
Somebody needs to
Sure.
be keeping track of the amount of
Oh,
money you guys have.
is that okay? Apparently that's my job? Okay.
How
Yeah,
much
roll
is
the
the...
money, dog.
I mean, how do you
Uh,
even know? You didn't tell us how much we carried out.
I think I
You
said
500.
yeah,
And we promised him 1,000? So we're gonna have to make between all of us, we can carry about 500. So that would be 2 trips.
No, I thought you said 5,000.
No, closer
Or
to
5, you say 5,000? Okay.
Let me look up and see how much fucking gold weighs.
Hey, just know that you did this.
I just mean keep track of the amount that you're spending.
Okay, well, there's 500,000 or whatever it is, and we spent.
Okay, wait. How much did we give to Bonnie? We gave her amount plus a tip. What was
600 to
He gave
Bonnie.
her
600 to Bonnie.
the tip? Oh, okay. 600.
Gold coins by weight.
So we
50
gave
gold.
7%.
50 gold pieces weighs 1 pound.
Oh.
How much pounds can we carry? Like 200? Our weight, whatever, or something plus our strength.
Yeah, you guys can carry about 8,000 gold between the group.
Okay, so if we can carry 8,000, we gave 600 to Bonnie, and we were giving 1,000 to the dragon. That means that we have about 6,400
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
On the overall of the 500,000 gold that we gave 7% to that lady that helped us, or
She took her
Yeah.
7%.
yeah.
Okay,
So
I'll figure that out.
it's 7% of 500,000 is
Yeah.
35,000.
Yep.
So we have 400,065 left, and then we gave Bonnie 500, and we're giving another 1,000. So that makes it like a little less than 545. 450.
See, this is why I use a spreadsheet.
Okay,
We're
so
not that smart.
7% is you said 350, so that's
I can give you guys.
35000. 35,000.
sorry, brain is 500,000.
I think Susie, weren't you keeping track of this at one point?
I was. You guys should all have the spreadsheet in your Google or Google Drive. Still,
What? When did you do that?
a long time ago.
You can also just make a spreadsheet and roll 20. Well, you can make a
D&D loot.
table anyways. It's not like as functional as a spreadsheet. But
Yeah, D&D loot version 2 is what it's full of stuff from another D&D campaign. But I think you can just copy and paste it.
They have it already. I guess I could send the link again.
I don't know if you still got it. It might be
Yeah.
useful to keep track of
Okay, I still have it.
because it's a lot of money. So anyway, yeah. So you guys arrive at the Waterdeep harbor with the plan of diving into the water somehow. Kelrick's been sort of non-committal about it. So when you
whenever we get to the edge, Kelrick's gonna be like, can you all give me your hands? And like, he's gonna put his hand out. And if you do so, he's gonna like say something under his breath, but you have no idea what the fuck he's saying, and you feel really weird around your neck. And if you put your hands to your neck, you'll feel gills there.
Layla
So,
takes
did
her
you
hair
turn me
down
into
to
a
hide
fish
it.
person? Am I a fish person now?
For an hour, I think.
24.
Hmm.
It lasts 24 hours.
Oh, for a day.
Oh.
The potions of water breathing last an hour. The spell lasts 24 hours, I think. I'll scroll up and look at it. Duration
time to be
24
a fish
hours.
person.
You need a short reed or a piece of straw.
I think that's pretty easy to come by at a dock, yeah?
Yeah. So, Kelrick holds hands. He looks down at the ground, mumbles something under his breath, and then you guys feel a little scratch across your throat. And when you reach up to your necks, you've all grown gills. You can still breathe above water, but you can feel them like flapping on the side of your throat, and it's a really
Ew, I hate
bizarre
it.
sensation.
I don't like it, Kelrick. Why'd you do this?
Sorry. If you want, I can make it go away. I just thought it was cheaper than buying water breathing potions.
Well, it is cheaper.
You guys want to dive off into the ocean?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if there's an encounter. You guys encountered 20.
How many people can you cast water breathing on?
Nope. Okay. Up to 10.
Kelrick starts counting on his fingers, and it occurs to you that maybe putting money in his hands was the best idea.
Kellic, are you okay? You checking your nails?
No, I know I can handle at least that many plus many. Like he's trying.
Seems to work. I've worked on everybody here.
So you pass that pass for so long that it's fine. You can handle it.
Maybe I should
Like
take
this
some
one.
lessons from that from the tutor for the kids.
Yeah. So you guys step off into the docks. The odd sensation. So previously, when you drank potions of water breathing, the water filled your lungs, and you could just still breathe. It was an odd sensation like drowning. This is completely different. The water filters through the gills, and you only feel air go into your system. It's a completely different sensation and completely, or just as alien, just as strange to be sort of down here under the weight of the ocean above you, and fine. Luckily, because I rolled a 5, nothing seems to interfere with your way as you come closer to the shipwreck that you have become familiar with the dragon's lair. You hear a voice actually from some distance away go, "Oh, well, hello there."
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, and as you talk, your voice carries out into the water, and air bubbles bubble up out of your mouth, which is new. And that sort of strangeness of the seaweed washing away, and he sort of looks over the group of you and goes, "Oh well, it's a nice day out there, don't you know?" And he's sort of looking at all of you oddly.
I'm
Good
a fish again.
Oh, he's like, "It's good to see a lot of you."
Yep.
You know.
Oh, we brought your payment for. The
Oh, you come
funeral.
back down here on a business visit, then it's not a social encounter.
Well, it can be social.
Or both.
I'm up for hanging out.
Oh, well, then hang on just a second now. And you see he's got like a bag clipped between two big giant claws, and he sort of swims down into the shipwreck and vanishes into the hole underneath it and comes swimming back out a moment later. And he's like, "Okay, well, then, let's, if I guess the payment for the scale is what we agreed upon, then, yeah."
Mm-hmm.
And he waits expectantly.
Who's carrying it? Am I carrying it? I don't know. Give him the
It's
gold.
It's on me right
Check.
now.
So you guys hand over the money, and he sort of, you could tell he's like weighing it, bag and claw, which it seems comically
He's
small.
weighing it.
Yeah, it seems comically small in his clutches, but he weighs it out and he goes, "Oh, that seems about right then, Well, you give me just a second then. Seems like a fair trade." And he swims back down underneath and deposits it and swims back out. Then he's like, "Well, I'd offer to let you stay for tea, but well, it's difficult to drink tea under the ocean then."
Oh, yeah. Do you usually drink tea?
He cocks his head to the side. He goes, "No, no, that was a joke."
Oh, okay. I was just curious. Like, if you take like a tea break, you gotta go swim on to like an island or something.
He shakes his head. There's not really much of an island. Just ships, shipwrecks. Sometimes they drop goods. We've been through this.
Yeah.
What was your?
Wait, does he like float to the top and then like pot on his stomach and
Like an otter?
liquids in there, like into whatever liquids in there is warm enough? Because he's probably a
Yeah.
freaking hot individual.
Yeah, like an otter with it on his belly.
Aw.
He does now. Because that's cute. No, he says, "Well, you come down in the waters and you deposited that there money did." And like he does something weird where like his head turns to the side like he's trying to crack his neck, and his one fang like sort of sticks out. He almost growls. You can feel it ripple through the water, and he sort of shakes his head as if something odd happened, and then blinks like he's a little confused, and he goes, "Oh well, then I guess maybe it's a little past my bedtime or something.
Well, you-
Indigestion. Maybe I shouldn't have eaten that giant crab."
Oh. Yeah, sometimes they're better cooked.
Can I insight that? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Lonnie.
it was weird, but he doesn't seem to understand it any better than you. Like, it was like an involuntary twitch.
Hmm. Oh, you poor thing. Did you run across any new things in the water? Anything really exciting? Maybe it gave you a touch of an affliction or something?
Shakes his head. Oh no, not that I'm aware of. No cursed items down there. Got a whole shipload of silk that wrecked a couple weeks back. I got that stashed away, but no, nothing magical.
What
Well,
color?
Does
Blue.
silk
Ooh.
last well underwater?
He looks at you and thanks for setting. He's like, there's only one way to find out.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, if you ever run across anything that's cursed and you want it uncursed,
Oh, I guess I know who to go to then.
yeah, you let me know and I'll help you out. You helped us out, so.
Our
He
gold
nods.
isn't cursed, is it, Layla? Did we check?
Can I check?
You haven't checked, no.
No, I guess we
Hmm.
haven't. Oh,
Hmm.
it's a good question.
I'm
He
gonna
goes, well,
pull
I
out
hope
like
not
a
then.
single
That'd be
gold
quite
coin.
disappointing if we all got cursed by some evil gold now.
Jordan scratches the back of his neck.
Can
Well, the
I
good
pull
news
out
is,
like a
the good news is, if it were all cursed, I wouldn't be able to come in the city and go rampage and destroy it all now, would I?
I feel like this entire session should be labeled, yes, you have your money, now let's see if you can keep it.
It's almost like the dungeon master's an evil jerk.
Uh, well, if you have any issues,
Issues?
can you contact us?
He nods and he says, "Oh, I think I got a scroll ascending down there."
Awesome. Yeah, just let us know if you have some problems, and
He nods. He's, "Oh yeah, I know who to reach out to get my done unafflicted or whatever."
yeah.
Well, you kids have fun now. I'm gonna go around in a pile.
Awesome.
All right then. And he swims back down into the boat.
Guys, that was weird.
Weird things
It'll
happen
work out
sometimes.
Is there any way I could know what was going on? Any kind of roll I could do? No.
I mean, it seemed like a weird twitch. Maybe he burped. Maybe he did have indigestion.
Out of character, I wanted to say that I thought when he saw talking about the giant crab, I thought he was talking about the old lady and her metal crab.
Oh, I did too. I was like, yep, that would certainly give one indigestion.
It's
Giant iron
Yeah.
fang.
It's more like a lobster.
It's just like,
So you guys want to
yeah,
return
it's
back to the city, or
I don't know. We've got like water breathing for a while. Is there anything cool we can do down here?
I mean, there's that chasm.
Pick seashells. Yeah, for sure dive for treasure.
I can try and find a replacement reed for the next time I want to catch this thing.
he doesn't consume it. You just have to have some.
Oh, okay.
Like it, but it's whatever. That's not something that I like. If you wanted to change it to being like a fish in a jar or like whatever, you just have to have okay, so yeah, I mean, do you guys want to spend some time down here underwater faffing about, or like, what do you want to do?
It's gotta be a way to
Just gonna splash, splash.
I personally want to spend this money because it's burning a hole in my pocket. So I just like want to try
Okay.
gambling on the parade things. This is one of the two last things.
Yeah, they'll have
do
their
think-
Founders Day parade the last day here, and then
And then what?
they'll have the Founders Day parade day after tomorrow. Then the Sea Maidens Fair will sail off to its next destination.
I had a weird question. So in this scenario, everyone has gills. So if they drink beer during this, would the water get filtered out and hit them extra hard?
What was the question?
I don't know if that's how gills work.
What about water hitting them hard?
Well, like if you drink beer and the water gets filtered out for oxygen.
Well, I think like fish when they swallow food, it doesn't go through their gills.
I don't know.
but food's like a solid thing.
In order to solve this, we'd have to go to a pet store, buy a goldfish, and fill a tank with beer,
Oh no.
and put the goldfish.
No, we're
I'm
not.
Somebody's done this
sure
before. Hang on.
We're
that
not-
fish would die.
Can
That-
fish
no, we're not.
breathe in beer?
We shouldn't even look that up because I don't want
Only
to promote
Michelob
horrible
Ultra.
people.
Wait, no. Only Bud Light, because that's more water than beer.
No, no, no.
Oh yeah, I cast breathe underwater. I'm a cheap drunk today.
No.
Maybe Keystone.
Mm,
Oh, Lone Star. Lone Star, that's
They can breathe beer.
Oh no.
They eventually will die of carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide poisoning.
Yeah, they will eventually die of carbon dioxide.
So only flat beer. Got it.
I think just any beer in general, because it's just not the same chemical.
It says
But they
that
can
a fish can get drunk and it will die of alcohol.
Yeah, they can survive in it for short periods of time.
I
So to
don't
answer
like
Kat's
this.
question, you could cast water breathing on yourself and jump into a vat of alcohol and then just get out and be real fucking wasted.
Well, no, because Jordan was talking about going and drinking a bunch of beer while gambling, so I was like, well, he's got water breathing cast on him right now.
Yeah. So you can go. Yeah, you guys make your way back out to the surface. Jordan wants to go waste some money and some time at the Sea Maidens Fair. So yeah, you can go gamble and drink.
We still need to go to the castle lanterns.
Oh, we definitely need to do that today. So
Probably
Since we have
Definitely
another day-
don't need to do that today. We can go home and have that discussion we were all so eager to have.
What
Oh yeah.
discussion?
Remember, Layla was like, "We gotta talk."
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought she was saying that out of character.
No,
My bad.
I'm pretty sure she just grabbed all of our ears and she was like, "We gotta talk."
Okay, so you guys, when you guys get back to the house, there's a young boy, maybe like 13, running down the street with a messenger bag. And he runs up towards your house and he sees you guys coming up to the front of the place. He looks up at the shop and seems a little confused, but then he looks at the group of you and goes, "Excuse me, do any of you live here?" And he
Would
points
you like
at
some salad, little boy?
"Oh, I'm sorry, I'm working. I can't
Ew.
stop to eat now, but I have letters." And he opens the bag and he goes, "Do you live here?"
Yeah.
And he holds up two and he says, "This one is just addressed to the occupants of the severed head."
Mm-hmm.
And he holds it out.
That's
I'll take it.
Okay, so Jordan snatches it up and then he goes, "This one says to Kelrick."
Oh, that's me, and I take it.
No, you're not. You're not. No.
I like hold it up to the light to see if I can see
The
through
boy,
it.
like when you said no, you're not. The boy holds, like, so he's not letting you take it
Oh.
from the kid, but you'd have to do it a little more forcefully.
Just.
I just like
And he looks around confused. "I am not going to be accused of misdelivering."
no, that's fine. Don't
I'm
worry about
Kelrick.
it. Kelrick's over there.
I'll get my letter, please.
He holds it out. He slowly pulls it out of Chris's.
My hand is
holds it
still
over to-
on it, but I'm
Yes.
going to hold it towards Kelrick.
So like he's like trying to reel it awkwardly out of your hands. And he looks up at Kelrick and he looks at Chris. Looks at
Chris,
Kel-
could you let go of my letter, please?
I guess so.
Oh, okay.
I'm still holding it though.
I'm waiting. You're gonna have to let go of it so he can give it to me, Chris.
Oh,
He nods.
but you're touching it though.
No, I'm not. I haven't put my. I'm not yet.
Oh. Okay, I guess.
Okay, so you let go of it. He holds it out to Kelrick.
Kelrick takes his letter and looks
He's
at
like,
Chris.
"Thanks,
and
I have other deliveries." And he flips the bag closed and rushes off down the street.
Have a nice day.
Can I see who the severed head letter is addressed from?
It's from the Castle Lantern.
Uh-oh.
You're
Seems like it's
cordially
urgent.
invited to give us all of our money that we so rightfully deserve, because we did so much to get it.
I told you we should have gone there first. Nobody.
I
listens
think this
to
is just
Buster.
like they sent 3 reminders. You know, I mean, this is our first one. You know,
Reminders to
reminder
what?
that they are in need, as
But why
everyone
are
else in the city.
But why are they only sending 3?
If we don't respond, you know, first one. If we don't respond, like
But
in a
why
day.
is 3 the set number?
So
This is what debt collectors do. I got
second
you.
warning,
I know the
final
joke you're
warning.
making. So yeah, if you guys have these letters standing out in front of your standing out in front of the severed head, which is going to be opening, it's ready to be opened for business at this point.
Did we hire a waitress or some servers?
I think you guys have hired wait staff, yeah, and a bartender. We'll have to come up with some NPCs.
Yay!
I put Leaf's new body on the bar.
Okay. Sort of slumps there. So you guys go inside.
I display only one shoe around like the 4 corners of the place. Just,
Okay. Yeah, you guys head inside. You can hear the kids upstairs. There too.
I want to open the letter to kind of read what it says.
The letter from the Castellanters is very short. It only says the contract comes due on Founders Day,
Oh, isn't that like tomorrow?
day after.
Day after. And then
Cool.
they can.
Well, that's ominous.
Yeah. I mean, I don't remember their kids being 13 or close to
Well,
it.
that was when the last one's thing went off. It's not when the current one. Kelrick's gonna open his letter.
Yours is also very short. It has no from section. It's also very short. It just says, I also whisper it to you.
I want to try and peek over Kelrick's
No,
shoulder.
Kelrick will freaking like watch out for you. I'm wary of you, but
Oh.
you did this to yourself.
Or if Kelrick is like sitting in a chair, I want to like scoot underneath the chair and like look up and try and read it through, like read it with like the light coming through the paper.
Quit being weird.
You never talk about yourself, Kelrick. This is what I have to do, okay?
Yeah, we're housemates. We have to figure out each other. I mean, I display my things out in front and center.
Yeah, I have to.
You know.
You lay
I mean,
on top of your cards.
As far as I know, Buster and Curtis never lied to me either. And Layla is just as honest as me, if not less so.
Alright, you guys ready for story time? Buster,
Yes.
there might be some parts where I might need you to help me talk about.
I thought you were gonna say Buster has to cover his ears.
No, Buster and I, well, he knows something you guys don't know.
We have an understanding.
We have an
yes.
understanding. So,
I will be here for you.
Thank you. Thank you, Buster. Okay. So, wasn't always a follower of Soon. And I wasn't always... Well, actually, I did always kind of have a thing for, you know, beauty and such. In fact, I'll tell you the story. So, one day, you know, in my historical life, I was out at my cart selling my face creams and body. I was not selling my body. Face creams and my, you know, youthful, you know, different youthful potions, things like that, of that nature, right? Makeup and such. And a man approached me. Oh my god, this most beautiful man I have ever seen in my entire life. and you know, he occasionally would frequent, and we got to know each other, and he invited me to the Church of Soon.
Mhm.
And well, you know, after we met in that sort of, well, you know, the bedroom type manner, I realized he was also, you know, like me. One of the only other.
A traveling makeup salesman.
I
There's
mean,
only two.
Give Chris inspiration.
Chris, no, no, he was an Azamar. He was he was an Azamar.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
he was a, you know, kind of mid-tier priest in the Church of Soon, and you know, we started dating and stuff, and then we were gonna get married, and well, I still ran my cart at the time, um, when we were engaged, and well, he was coming to visit me, and he had told me he would be there um, just before noon, and he didn't show up. So I went to look for him, and of course I found him um, with a 7-pointed star carved into his forehead. Um,
Buster comforts you.
Aww.
Thanks,
So sorry.
Buster. And she goes, "So, I have no interest in helping. If anything, I would prefer to just eradicate the entire family." And then, you know, she walks out of the house.
Oh. Uh. Okay. I guess that means I don't get a chance to plead my case, which means I'm gonna.
Wait,
Do I know anyone who's like good at like writing up loans, writing up like contracts?
I don't know. Do you?
I don't know.
Not that I'm
No.
aware of.
The answer is
uh,
no. Chris doesn't
I,
know.
I want to walk outside to go and comfort Layla, to also give my support and say, you know, I don't have anything against them, but if you want to burn the entire, um, just like how forests need to regrow, you need to burn it down. Well, something will have to take its place. So if we go the vengeance route, just know that some things will be lost that you can't recover from. Neither will they.
How do you whisper?
That sounds good.
/W.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd never love another man as beautiful as he was. Um,
I think if you type /WDM, it'll our dungeon master. No, I lied. You gotta type in my name.
Good to know that you're
Which is the world.
supporting me, Jaden.
Oh,
Thanks.
of course.
I saw it on.
There's also
No, I know I had something else to ask, but
whenever
I'll just
you
send it to
deal
you.
with whenever you deal with the devil, it never ends.
No, no.
What's to say that they won't come after us? Same way.
They already have.
His first letter that I pulled up the letter is just their first one.
Yeah.
They're definitely bad things come in threes, as they say.
Tend
I
to.
give 1,000 yards stare. You're not so.
Guys,
Mhm.
okay,
Yeah. What?
Kelrick
What's
is
up,
being
Kelrick?
bad at speaking right now. I might know of more than one dragon, and something's going on with the dragons, I think.
Oh. How come nobody told me?
I don't know if it affects you. Okay, so
Well,
you smell like a dragon, but you look like a person like all of the time, and I don't know if there's any spells that let you do that. I don't know how to delve into that right now, but apparently, I mean, I always thought you were kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. So I didn't know if you were actually one or if you pretended to be one or what your deal is, but
Chris,
something
just
is not.
I'm not even gonna let you finish. I just like scoff and I'm like, I can't believe you doubted me. Kelric, aren't we friends?
It's dangerous for me to have friends, but regardless,
I don't know, you seem fine. You're fine.
But I have to go do a thing. Apparently something is wrong with another one, and I'm not sure what. And I think we might want to go look at it, because if the same thing was the thing that happened to our Canadian friend, even though I don't know what Canadian is in this, whatever, you guys know what I'm talking about. We might want to go check that out, because that's kind of a big, literally thing.
Okay, I will come do that with you. All you need to do is ask. And I'm here for you, Kelric, because that's what friends do.
Kelric looks touched and very perturbed.
I'd like to think that I'm still like sitting under a table or something.
As I'm holding up this letter.
I'm like hiding gold coins in the floor for the people to find.
And
Cramming them in different places.
Layla's outside now. So I'm gonna basically try and repeat myself for those who are outside. But I am gonna add for Layla. I'll be like, I understand your I can't. Is it a vendetta? It's kind of a vendetta. I understand your vendetta against those who hurt you. But I'm mostly speaking on behalf of the kids. I've been in a position where you
trust them?
I don't trust the adults, no. But
How do you know that they're not lying to you?
I don't, but on the idea of killing an entire line of people, including children, the children have done nothing except for be the children of somebody who does bad things. They have not yet done any actions themselves. And speaking as one who's been rejected just because of something that somebody else said or did, it's not fair.
Then kill the parents and we'll take their children.
Layla, I also would like to posit that we could get them, like we could have them also make a bad deal with us for the money that they owe the devil.
Yeah.
And if they're serious about it, then we'll know. I'm just saying, like, if they were lying, they wouldn't want to take a bad deal, probably. But if they're desperate...
My share and myself will not support it.
Okay.
You know what they say, Layla? Revenge is best with success.
They're cold. Oh.
Well, that's not the way I was talking for. Success is the best revenge. That's it.
I need to go see a man about a dragon. So I'm gonna go do that. If
Is
They
this the
do-
thing that you needed me to come with you for, or is that
I think so, but I don't actually know the nature of it, and it might be something that's coming but not here yet.
Question: is this something that can be done in a day, like before Founders Day? Because
I
Like an afternoon, yeah, a few hours.
oh, okay, good. Okay, then I'm not worried. Because we can push the castle entrance to tomorrow. Make it a parade. Never mind. That's a bad analogy.
so I'm gonna go see a loan shark.
cool?
Sort of. I'm gonna go see a loan shark's assistant.
Okay, so you guys want to go to the loner, the dragon loaner's office. What is it called? The red. I think it's just called like the Red Dragon Loan Office. It's a small building in the North Ward, not too far from your house, actually. And you all growing as a. Is that the plan this time?
I think so, because the idea of if something does go wrong, being by myself does not appeal to me.
Yeah,
I think
I'll
Layla.
have, I'll have the
Yeah,
red wizard.
cracker in her mouth. I'm gonna wait for her to unmute.
I think I'll not go inside.
You're gonna go with them to the office.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I don't want to go inside.
So the building itself is small. There's a wooden sign with a dragon pilot. And it's a small building with no windows. The front door a pair of heavy wooden double doors that are open, and there's light on the other side. And the only thing on the other side is a door, a giant, like 15-foot long, 8-foot wide oak desk, like heavy wooden desk, with a candelabra sitting behind it. And the person sitting behind the desk in the sun is um, upwards of close to 7 feet tall. But his proportions all seem a little stretched. He's a little too tall. He has a long gray hair, like almost looks like a judge's wig, sort of like pulled back into a tight bun. His skin is shock white, not like a pale person, but just like white. His pupils are white, or his eyes are white with just solid black pupils, nothing behind them. He looks up at you from the book that he's working on with a quill. Looks up and sees Kelric and sort of slaps the quill down. And he smiles, a worried smile. And as he smiles across all of his mouth, his smile goes a little too far, and his teeth are all pointed and sharp. Um, his presence as you guys breeze into this like undecorated room is off-putting. Like just being around him, he gives off an aura of unease, and his smile makes your skin crawl and your stomach turn a little bit. And he looks around and says, "Oh, Kelric, I see you have brought friends this time."
Yeah, sorry, I didn't know the nature of the thing, and you know.
He nods like slowly. And he stands up to his full, like almost 7 feet in height. His arms are long and stretched down almost to near his knees.
Are we thinking like Slender Man?
Kind of.
Kind of. Face?
Yeah, a little more. He has a nose. But he kind of has he's wearing a very fine cut suit that fits him very well. With like a red, like ascot. Like blood red, dark red against the black suit. It stands out with his white skin. It makes his skin almost glow. And the sunlight hitting him also reflects brightly. He nods and he goes, "Well, if you believe they are trustworthy, then."
Yes.
And he nods and he walks around the desk and picks up the candelabra, and pulls a match out of a box and strikes it and lights each of the candles. Okay. Lights each of the candles on it, and then he motions to the door that's to the right of his desk, his left, and says, "Well, if you'll follow me, then I suggest sticking close. The way is complicated.
Okay.
Torek,
Okay.
I have something disturbing to show you."
Oh no. Okay.
Okay. So he leads you into the door, and the door to the right. There's another door that leads into a library. And a door opens, and then it goes into another room that looks like another office. This goes on for 10 or 15 minutes, where he's just leading the group of you, and you have to stick close to him because the passages twist and change, and the only light that you, even those of you that dark vision, the only light you seem to be able to see is from his candelabra. He leads you along through this long twisting path that is way too much for the building that you saw from the outside. Like it must go on for, like I said, 15 minutes at a pretty good pace. It ends in a heavy iron door, metal and rusted, built into a gray stone wall, and he reaches under his shirt, under his coat, and pulls out a key on a golden chain, a silver key on a golden chain. He places into the lock and twists and unlocks the door, and he goes, "You may want to stand a few feet back," and looks over the group of you.
I do that.
I stand 30 feet back.
Okay.
Way too far.
The door opens and fills with fire. And then the camera jump cuts from the fire blasting through the doorway to Layla standing in front of the Church of Soon. She slipped off while the group of you were inside, and looking up at the tower of the beautiful stained glass window of the goddess of love in front of her. And that's where we'll stop.
This is gonna go great.
Cool.
Oh no! What have we done?
Flyer. He's with them.
No!
Oh God! No!
Everybody
Dragon has a
worships this fuck.
7-pointed star in his forehead.
All in on it.
Like, ah!
Shit!
I'm going for guidance. Or not. Who knows?
Yeah, no, I mean that's does sound right.
Maybe I've gone
Something soon.
insane and I've decided to burn the church down. We don't know.
I have to say, I feel really bad if Belial's only course of action was to summon some guy he got to do one job that one time.
Yep. But you're the PC, so
I know,
the movie's about you. It's not about.
No, I understand, but as a not PC, I'm just like.
There's reasoning behind it. We're just not gonna talk about it.
No!
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So
It's out of the
confused.
fact that you may or may not be incinerated, and we'll talk about it next week.
That's
Yeah.
why I stepped 30 feet back.
Yep.
I hope.
This building's on fire.
Cool. All right. Well, I'll see you guys next time.
Bye.